Hello everyone and welcome back. Today I have another makeup bag edit. I love to film an updated makeup bag seasonally, and now we are in March. I feel like spring is coming. We are slowly but surely coming out of the winter months, and I thought this would be a perfect time to do an updated makeup bag. As you can see from this look, I'm loving just the really nice, natural, fresh skin, very juicy, very glowy, a nice pop of blush, and just a very easy, effortless, slightly brighter but not too bright lip as well. I've done a couple of videos more recently focusing on luxury makeup, so I did want to try and include as many affordable products in this makeup bag as well, just to make it super easy and accessible to you guys. And I'm also going to share what SPF I have been using as well at the moment, because I always like to share what SPF I'm using, because I do think it's a very, very important everyday step. And if I can find one that works really nicely underneath makeup as well, then of course I will want to share that. So I really hope that you enjoy this video. If you do, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe if you're not already. And if you want to see what's in my everyday makeup bag, then just keep watching. So I just applied my SPF. This is the Bondi Sands SPF 50. This is a really lovely one. It's very hydrating. As you can see, it leaves your skin with a very nice glow, but it doesn't leave your skin with a white cast. I find that makeup goes on top really nicely. It's not too thick to the point where it's going to disrupt the products that you put on over the top. It's also very affordable. I think it's about £7, depending on where you get it from. So really, really good affordable one. Also fragrance free, so if you have sensitive skin, then this might be a nice one to go for. So yeah, this is the SPF. Very glowy. I mean, it feels just like a moisturizer. Really, it's not completely undetectable on the skin, but it's not anything too thick and heavy. So for my complexion, I wanted to mix the e.l.f. Halo Glow and my Rimmel Lasting Finish. I've been really into just a very glowy, perfected base at the moment. So I'm gonna just add a couple of dabs of the e.l.f. just around the face. This is in the shade number 3, which is a little bit darker for me, so it's just going to add quite a nice warm bronze look to my skin. And then I'm going to mix the Rimmel Lasting Finish Hyaluronic Acid foundation in with that. So this one is in the shade 100 Ivory. And I'm just going to take my Real Technique sponge and just kind of blend those two products together. I don't find the Rimmel foundation gives you a lot of coverage straight off the bat, so I do apply just a small pump, and I find that that just makes my skin nice and evened, and it gives a really nice dewy finish as well. I did want to focus on some more affordable drugstore products in this video. I've done a couple of luxury makeup videos recently, so I thought I would also show you that, you know, you don't have to spend an arm and a leg on good makeup. I mean, this base is just stunning. It's so smoothing and very, very, very dewy. And this is definitely the kind of makeup that I've been really enjoying lately. Then I have my NYX Bear With Me Serum Concealer. If you just want a beautiful drugstore concealer that is dewy, hydrating, isn't going to emphasize texture or kind of sink into fine lines, just a product that's really flattering and very, very serum-like. This is a good one to go for. Also just applying that around my nose and my mouth where I have some redness. I feel like my skin's been reacting something, not quite sure what. But I could always rely on this concealer just to look really fresh and hydrated throughout the day. And if you're going for an overall more gluey, gosh, if you're going for a slightly more glowy, fresh look and you don't want to use heavy, thick, high coverage products, the NYX concealer is a really, really good one, because it just looks so plump and really, really natural on the skin. And my shade that I use in this is a 02 Light, which is quite a good match for me as well. So we are looking pretty glowy. I do have a cream blush and bronzer. I have a couple of bronzer options, but I think I'm first just going to set my skin down with the Beauty Changemaker Powder. And I'm just going to use a fluffy brush for this. And I'm going to focus this on where I have just a bit of excess shine. Obviously the base we've used is quite glowy. We did apply a very nice glowy SPF as well underneath, so I do want to use a little bit of powder just to help set everything in place. A light dusting of that, because we are going to use a couple of cream products as well. So I pulled out my two drugstore bronzers, and I've added these both in here because sometimes I like to use a powder, sometimes I like to use a cream, and sometimes I like to use both. So I think I might use both today. So I'm going to use my e.l.f. Putty Bronzer first. It's a very lovely sheer buildable formula, like super easy to use. It doesn't take much work to get it to look good, so really nice if you're in a bit of a rush and you just want to quickly apply some bronzer but you don't want to be sat there blending for ages. This one just basically blends itself because it's quite an emollient creamy formula. Because I'm going to use a powder bronzer on top, I'm not going to build this up too much because I don't need to add a whole lot of colour. So it's going to be quite a quick look as well, because I find that these everyday makeup bag videos, even though I might include quite a lot of products, on a daily basis I will just kind of pick and choose the easiest products to reach for and create quite a nice simple look. So I'm then going to use my L'Oreal Paris Bronze to Paradise bronzer. I don't know if this is just one shade, but this almost has a slightly like yellowy undertone to it. It's a really unique shade. And I'm just going to set that bronzer down. This will obviously add a bit more colour as well. I'm just going to shut this curtain a bit just to feel like the light. Yeah, there we go. Lighting now a bit more even, hopefully. So I'm going to take that down my neck because I do have my neck and chest exposed today. So I pulled out my e.l.f. multi-stick. I also have my Hourglass palette here. I've been using this as a mirror quite a lot recently, and because of that, I have also been reaching into the blushes in here. So what are the actual shades? So Surreal Effect, Surreal Glow, and then there is a bronzer in Surreal Bronze Light, which I think is this one here. But I don't know, it's not like my perfect bronzer tone, it's quite light, so I feel like I tend to just mix the three blushes all together, which I'll probably do to set down the e.l.f. multi-stick. And this is a lovely product. This is in Glistening Peach, and this is a really good blush to go for if you want a very healthy, plump look to the cheeks. It's quite a sheer light shade, so if you have a deeper complexion, I don't know how well this is going to show up, but I really like it. And as you can see, it just gives your skin such a nice glow. I don't feel the need to add a highlight or anything with this product because it does have a really nice subtle shimmer. It just has a nice like reflective quality to it without being too chunky. And this is definitely the kind of shade that I enjoy in the spring. So again, I'm not going to go too crazy with that because I am then going to go into my Hourglass palette and just mix these shades together and then apply that on top. I mean, I said I like to apply a lot of blush, so, and a bit on the nose. I think that's more than enough. So before I use a setting spray, I'm just going to go back into my powder with a slightly smaller brush and just go right underneath my eyes. I find that when I have quite a dewy base, my mascara tends to transfer a little bit more just because it's obviously a bit slippier under there. So I'm just going to set that just to prevent any creasing. And then we are going to use a bit of setting spray. I've got my e.l.f. one here, just to mesh everything together, make it last a bit longer as well. So I thought I would actually use a couple of different products in my eyebrows. I've been on the Glossier boy brow train for quite a while, and I realised I haven't really used a traditional pencil for quite a long time, and I thought because I'm going for a slightly more polished look today that I would use my Kosas Clear Brow Gel first, just to shape my brows a little bit. Then it's always a good idea to let your brow gel just set for 5 minutes, because I find that if I apply a pencil straight after I've gone in with the gel is still quite wet and your pencil just will not grip to your skin and it will just like glide around and it just becomes a bit messy. So whilst that is kind of setting, I might move on to my eyeshadow just so we can keep it moving. So I've got a couple of eyeshadow products here. Obviously NARS not an affordable brand, but I really like it paired with the Revlon cream shadow in Praline. This is a beautiful, very, very long lasting, like really pretty pale taupe. This is a very nice pale, cool toned taupe. It's a really nice alternative to like a pale champagne or a rose gold or something like that if you do prefer cool tones on the eyes, which sometimes I do, so that's what I'm going to go in with today. And I'm just using a Real Techniques. I think this is like a deluxe base shadow brush, which I really like for cream shadow. And I'm just using this as a base, but hopefully you can still see the really nice reflective shine that it gives, and you can definitely just wear this on its own. I do that quite a lot because it is really pretty, and these last very, very well. They set down, and once they are set, they do not budge. Especially for these lighter shades, if you're using them more on the inner corner where you might get, I don't know, a bit of like watery eye or something like that. And these are really great because they obviously don't move. And then I am going into my NARS Voyager palette. This is in the shade Hibiscus. And I'm just going to use the taupe down here. So it's like a matte, cool toned taupe. And then I'm going to use the taupey shimmer as well in the top. So let's go in with the matte shade first. Actually, I'm going to use this one in the corner. So this is just a bit paler. It has almost like a moley kind of pink undertone to it. And I'm just going to work that through my crease, just to create a little bit of shadow and definition there. And then just to build it up, I'm going to go in with the darker taupe shade in the corner, just using the same brush. And I'm just going to go mainly on the outer corner and then just blending it in. You can build the shade up a bit more if you want, but you know, I'm keeping this quite fresh and everyday friendly, so I don't want to have too much depth going on. Just want a little bit. This is obviously a really nice small palette, and you have a couple of other shades to play around with as well if you want a pink pop, something that's a bit more fun. But we don't really do fun around here. We do boring and basic. So I'm now going to go into the really nice shimmer shade. This is one of my all-time favourite eyeshadows, and on top of Praline from Revlon. It's a really, really pretty combination. So I'm just going to pat that over the top. And I just love that. A really nice palette for travel as well. Even for me, I just use those 3 more neutral shades, but because it's such a nice small palette, I don't mind taking it away with me. And it's a really good one for an everyday makeup bag. Brows, that's what we were doing. So I'm going to use my e.l.f. Ultra Precise Brow Pencil now. This is almost on its way out. So I'm just going to use this to fill in the brows. I think I'm more team triangle tip pencil. I know a lot of people love the very fine micro brow pencils, but I think I prefer the slightly thicker ones just because my brows are quite thick anyway, so I don't always feel like I need a very thin, precise brow pencil, and sometimes I feel like it can just take a little bit more time. It's definitely been a while since I've actually used a brow pencil as opposed to just a tinted brow gel. And I feel like there's definitely an art to filling your brows, which I just haven't mastered. So I'm going to curl my lashes. This is something that I've been trying to do more. And then I have my e.l.f. Lash and Roll. Just very nice, easy, everyday mascara, doesn't smudge. Also been using the Bobbi Brown Smoky Lash Mascara, but that one is a bit more intense. It definitely gives you a lot more volume, which is nice if you want quite a dramatic lash look, but honestly day to day this is absolutely fine for me. And if I want to amber up a little bit, I will just add a bit of eyeliner to my tight line. I'm not applying any to my lower lashes. So I have quite a few lip options, and I think I'm just going to apply them all and show you what they look like. So I am going to use my NYX lip liner in Natural, which goes with every other lip shade that I have. So this is going to be the consistent lip product. This is a nice neutral lip liner, pretty similar to my actual lip shade, so I just love how easy and effortless this is. So the first lipstick that I have is the Armani Lip Power in 109. Obviously again, this isn't an affordable one, but we do have some affordable options coming. But this is just like my perfect lip colour. I mean, I'm gonna put it on now, and like, where did it go? It's just such a nice My Lips But Better shade. A really nice creamy matte formula. And I mean, yeah, with the NYX lip liner in Natural, this is my perfect everyday lip option. I've also included my Clarins lip oil in Apricot. This does look orange, but actually it's quite sheer. And out of the 3 Clarins lip oils I own, this is probably the most versatile because it doesn't have a ton of colour to it. Oh, I just totally ruined the base up. So that's the Clarins lip oil over the top. Really, really like that. And then I am going to use the Clarins lip oil again, but underneath I'm going to pop on the Vive lipstick in 90, which is a bit more of a light peachy nude. And I'm going to apply a little bit in the centre. I still have a remnants of the NYX lip liner. So a little bit in the centre. And then I'm going to go back into my lip liner just to add a bit more definition. This is quite a milky nude. But if you know Jamie, who is the founder of Vive, you'll know that's exactly the kind of shade that she really enjoys. So that's with 90 from Vive, a bit lighter. And then I'm going to apply the Clarins oil again over the top. So that's a little bit more peachy, a little bit lighter, there's a bit more contrast going on. Just reinforce my foundation around my mouth. Okay, last but not least, NYX lip liner Natural. And then my Milani lip oil in Strawberry Melon, which is a beautiful cool toned pink. I just love the shade of this, and I find it just makes my complexion look really bright. And I love the glossy finish of these. So many lip oils out at the moment, you definitely don't have to look far to find a good one. If you are perusing the drugstore aisles and you are in the market for a lip oil, definitely look at these ones from Milani because they are really, really lovely. So that's my current everyday makeup bag for winter as we are moving into spring. Definitely leaning in to the very kind of fresh, dewy skin, and then just a nice pop of blush and a nice natural glossy lip. I feel like this is the kind of makeup that I've just been really enjoying for the past few months, to be honest. But I did want to compile some of my favourite products to achieve this type of look at a more affordable price point as well. So I really hope that you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe if you're not already, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.